Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about SCP Roleplay and its third update, or Update 3 is what they like to call it. And I've only read through this stuff once, but I think we're just going to get right into it. I'm also going to leave their little YouTube video in my description below for this video. The video is like their trailer for this update. You guys should go check it out before you even watch this video, because that trailer thing that they made for this is insane. I was so hyped just by watching the video. This update also happened yesterday, by the way. I don't know when this video is coming out though, so it could have happened a couple days ago. I don't know. It comes out when it comes out, I guess. But anyways, let's get into the actual update here. SCP Roleplay Update 3. Update 3 is a massive update to SCP Roleplay. Updates following this one might be changed to monthly updates. Example, February update. However, Update 4 is already in the plans and will also be a massive update to SCP Roleplay. We have new lighting, truly beautiful, a new map by Alex, or Executive Funds. Being the mad lad he is, went ahead and made an entirely new map for the game. The new map is much more beautiful while simultaneously being better optimized. Now, and these are just some pictures here. The map builder and meta table, and all the developers for SCP Roleplay, from my knowledge there's only 2 developers, but all the developers for SCP Roleplay outdo themselves every time I see something come out of them for SCP Roleplay so far. It is crazy. It is crazy. I'll admit, I read this and I also checked out the game a little bit, but I didn't go through all of it too much. I got so excited and it was so late that I just had to hop on real fast to check it out. Now we're getting into some cool stuff here, like the gun system. If you guys don't remember or don't know this, they were actually testing out a gun system not too long ago, and it was their other game called Glacier. They have a genre or whatever over there called Glacier, and they have a gun system there, and they were testing out a modified port of the Glacier gun system for SCP Roleplay, and now it's finally made its way into the SCP Roleplay game. And this is what they're talking about here too, I'm assuming. Gun system. The gun system is a modified port of the Glacier gun system for SCP Roleplay. It features some drastic improvements compared to the old system, such as bullet tracers, bullet impact holes, and proper blood visualization. Weight-based character speed based on gun weight. Burst mode support, not usable in SCP Roleplay yet. Sniper support, not usable in SCP Roleplay. Mag dropping, server side reload sound, unique reload sound per gun, shoulder switching, armor penetration support, mobile first person support, press the aim button when having no gun equipped, settings support, show FPS arms or sensitivity, improved feel. And this is a picture of their testing place, as I said before. New interaction system. I have gone ahead and added Glacier's interaction system into SCP Roleplay, replacing the old one. However, this is not an exact copy of Glacier's. A bunch of things in it were modified and even extended to match SCP Roleplay's aesthetic and game style. Overall, doors should seem and feel smoother and should never break anymore. Authorization beams. You can now see who's authorized to who and if they are currently protected by an authorization through beams. When someone is authorized, a link will appear between the authorizer and the authorized, which changes color based on distance. If it becomes too far, the link breaks, which signifies the authorized can now be terminated. Game settings. You can now change some game settings in the menu. For now, there are only 3 options for Update 4. We will add the ability to configure sensitivity, as well as possibly more options depending on what the community suggests. That's cool. I would really like the sensitivity one as well, and I like these ones already. Team customization system. With this brand new team customization system, you are able to easily customize your character for each specific team to your liking. This adds support for a possible range of accessories in the future for each team. For now, the only teams with customization options are the Security Department, Intelligence Agency, and the Internal Security Department. In the Security Department, you can change the beret color or choose to use a riot helmet if you prefer. In the Intelligence Agency and the Internal Security Department, you can put sunglasses on and off. Customizations save after you leave or die, meaning that you don't have to manually set them all up again each time. We plan on adding mobile task force customization options in the future, such as gas masks for Beta 7 and Epsilon 11. Once Roblox attributes are fully released, this might be with Update 4. And here's just a little picture of their customization system. New backpack. This update also features a big rework to the backpack. This new version of the backpack includes a mobile compatible extra space that can be toggled on and off to store tools safely without having to worry about pressing them by accident. The best part of it all though, it supports loadout saving. Pressing the save button when the extra space is open will permanently save the current position of the tools you have in your 0 to 9 slots. That's huge in my opinion. You don't have to sit and spawn messing with your guns for too long. You can just spawn in and go back out there into the game. Automatic alarms. This one already sounds good from the sounds of it. Alarms are now automatic in non-private servers. This completely rids of any form of possible alarm abuse. Riots, raids, and breaches are automatically detected by the server, and the alarms turn on/off based on the current status of the facility. This feature is disabled in private servers to allow for better event control. Tutorial system. We have finally added the long-awaited tutorial system featuring unique cutscenes and descriptions for each team, which should be of great help to those not familiar with the SCP genre, and to those who simply aren't sure what to do in the game. New control room. This one's exciting. The brand new control room features some really nice additions to the site management, including community suggested breach status for the most critical SCPs, even a map localization of the SCPs. Begin to mesh 096. First revealed in September 6, 2020, our new mesh deformation based Shy Guy is finally here. It's also been designed to glitch much less often. I personally wouldn't want to be one of its victims. It's terrifying. It looks terrifying. New nuclear warhead sequence. In this revamped nuclear warhead sequence, there are two different options to take to survive the nuke. You can choose to go to the blast shelter and stay safe in there, or to evacuate through a helicopter outside. We still plan on revamping the system further in Update 4, possibly featuring a properly destroyed facility. Smaller changes. Content creators now have an icon next to their name on the leaderboard. I would like that someday, you know, sometime. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, you know, just saying. O5s can now terminate non-O5s inside the O5 spawn. You can now enable/disable night vision by pressing N. Private server owners can now use the announce command on their own private server. They added announcement queuing, added the ability to close announcements, new custom footstep sounds. Yes, they're the same as Site 006 and Glacier. Added a dedicated Class D rank to the Class D team, and new scientific department uniforms. And as we see here, I think this is their little credits thing down here. But yeah, that is the entire Update 3 for SCP Roleplay. And yes, I will be going in game and showing you guys as much as I possibly can. Before we get into game though, it's also important to talk about the bug fixes that they've made since the update came out to now. And what they have done so far is they fixed SCP-002's rotation, fixed the nuke keeping people stuck in the blast shelter if they didn't leave right after the explosion, tweaked a nuke helicopter cutscene to try and hide the teleport, fixed security department beret customization order, fixed the NVG staying on after respawning, reduced door sound range, fixed CDC door hole, improved SCP-066 foam pads for below quality 5 graphics. They will work on improving the graphics for below quality 5 as a whole next. Fixed SCP-096's texture at below quality 5 graphics, thanks to Nifine or Nifine, however you want to pronounce it. Fixed SCP-096 bagging. There you go. Those are also the bug fixes that they have made towards the game so far. And now we can finally get into some gameplay. Alright, now that we're in game, nothing has really changed on the main menu here. And yes, I know, I'm only missing the O5 Council Game Pass. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. The only things that I can really see is that we actually have the tutorial videos right here. Do they have one for every team? They have one for every single team. First things first, we're going to check out the new settings, which are, they only had 3: the FPS counter, FPS shows arms, and the HD shadows. We're going to try to look at it without the shadows, and we're going to, you know, switch on the shadows afterwards. And they have new scientific department outfits, so we're gonna check those out real fast. If you want my honest opinion, I actually really like these new uniforms for the scientific department, and it's really good looking in general. Now here's another thing that we can talk about too. We have the save loadout as well, so we can rotate these around. I probably want my gun to be my first thing in my loadout. I don't really care about this too much, so I think authorized is going to be my secondary, and radio is my third tool usually in most teams, so I'm going to try to leave that there. And I feel like the card is the least important, so we're going to put that there for me. Now we're going to save it, and we're going to go reset and see if it does save. And would you look at that, it saved my exact loadout that I wanted it to save as. So that's something that we got now, and I freaking love it. Alright, time to look at this new interaction system. There's a new laser looking like thing. I don't know, I'm not sure if they had this before, but they do have this one, and I can tell that this is different because it's kind of like a weird little like translucent white color. I gotta say though, it is a very entertaining one. I like it quite a bit. And again, here's like the new lighting and the new shading. It's not HD shadows yet though, so we're about to find out how this all works. And here is the new map right here. Something else that I forgot to also showcase already off the bat is we also have the switch shoulders thing, which we can press T to switch over our shoulders. This is really huge for combat, but here's one thing to keep in mind. If I want to fire over my left shoulder like this, hold on, let me show you guys this. If I wanted to fire over my right shoulder like this, I still can do it pretty accurately. But if I wanted to do it over this shoulder instead, and I kind of wanted to have my same body parts kind of being hidden behind the wall, I'm actually shooting the wall. I'm not shooting down there like I should be. So keep that in mind. So peeking over your right shoulder is still better because your gun can actually fire on the other side of the wall, like this, compared to this. where I have to be standing this far out. But it's still a huge change in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody to test an authorized thing on, so hopefully you guys got pretty much the gist of the whole thing in the Trello reading that I gave you guys. This is something that I just stumbled upon while running around, and this is pretty huge if you ask me. We're getting a medical ward, and it looks like it's under construction of some sorts, and if it is, that means there might also be a new team. Also, they moved to Peanut or 173 over here, so that's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna actually go in there, but it looks nice in my opinion. I like it a lot. We even have these new labeled areas here, as we can see. The thing that's interesting is that we need the outside sector, we need the breach shelter and nuclear shelter. I don't remember having a nuclear shelter, but we're probably gonna check that out, and I'll also show you guys the outside sector here soon. All right, now we're at the nuclear blast shelter, the containment breach shelter. Okay, this is very different already, and I like it a lot. Although I gotta say, I watched my frames drop drastically when these things get blasted at me, so if you want my honest opinion, if you're a developer for this game, maybe this shouldn't destroy my frames. If you can make that happen, please. Oh gosh! Okay, I almost didn't make it in here in time. Alright, this is interesting. You know, this isn't terrible. This is alright. Alright, now we get to watch my frames get destroyed again. Here we go. Watch my FPS drop. About to happen. You just wait. I'm just gonna try to spin around and wait for it to happen. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. 40 frames isn't terrible, but it's like, it's just not great, you know? 60 frames is there for a reason. It's okay. The game is amazing. It's still as beautiful of a game as always, but yeah, frame drops on that, not the best. Now we're over in the Class D area. Alex got moved over here, and if you want my honest opinion on the map, it's freaking beautiful. I'm so glad that they changed it up. It feels amazing, looks amazing. I have no words for it. It's just an amazing thing. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the weapon system as well is that we also have the bullet trails as were stated, and we have the whole bullet system hitting the floor and reload sounds for every gun. Alright, now we're going on to the control room. Apparently there's some cool stuff with this. I'm not exactly sure what it's all about though, so we're about to find out. Alright, by the looks of it, we have all of these 4 SCPs being shown to us and exactly where they are. So where we kind of were, we have 173 kind of going crazy because it gets very active. It moves around a lot when there's no one watching it. Now, you guys are getting a very weird cut here, and the reason why is because my internet was going out. The game was also shutting down and having issues to fix other bug fixes that they also needed to fix. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get this update video out as much as I wanted to on the day that it came out. Well, it's not really, I was planning on uploading the video a day after it came out, but then issues kind of happened, like I said, internet, and the game was updating, so a lot of shutdowns. There was a point in the game where I wasn't even able to spawn in, so it was making a lot of issues for me, so couldn't record. But here we are once again, finally recording. They fixed even more bugs, and as you can see here, HD shadows in this game, they speak for themselves. I mean, I have HD shadows on here, so if I just walk around, the lights above me decide to do all sorts of shadows with my own Roblox character and stuff. Also, I showcased the normal scientist outfit before, and now this is the new upgraded version of it. I actually really like the new scientist outfits once again, and we do have the SCPs shown in their containment and their location relative to the facility on the control panels here. And that's 2 of the things that we missed, and I'm so sorry that you guys saw such an awkward cut. I'm probably gonna have to turn HD shadows off because it's kind of messing up with this lighting right now. Roblox had a recent update that messed with some lighting, so it looks kind of weird now. Like it's flickering a little bit, and I really don't think that it has anything to do with SCP Roleplay's lighting. I think it's just the fact that Roblox had a lighting update, which is messing with it. They updated SCP-002's containment, I know that. They've actually updated a lot of containments, as from what I can tell as well. I'm spawning in as rapid response team so I can go around the map faster and show you guys more stuff. Because if you guys didn't know, rapid response team's perk is speed. Also, another cool little update that they added as well. It's more like a quality of life thing. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this when I read it out loud to you, but now you can press N for night vision on and off, and that's so much better than having to go up here and click it all the time. So I like that a lot. Now that we're revisiting this breach shelter over here, I just now noticed that it's the nuclear shelter as well as breach shelter. So that's good to know for the future. When you see signs that say the breach and nuke shelter, it's the same shelter that they're talking about, as you can see here. I think I already talked about the medical ward, but there's also another place over here in the transformation room where it has these sorts of things on it. I'm just assuming those are in development and they're coming out in a future update, which is kind of exciting if you ask me. Here's just another example of another containment. We have the bathtub SCP here. Talking about the transformer room, here we have those development doors over there that I saw the other day. Now, if you guys want to head to the outside sector, it's going to be in Sector 1, and we first go out through this gate, which is the one area that they kind of showed off a bit. And now we can open up the outside gate 1 here. And we just wait patiently for it to open. And then we have outside gate number 2. And then when that opens, you guys are going to be welcomed to the beautiful outside. Oh, finally, we have the outside. Surprisingly, for once, it's not raining. I mean, when I came out here the last time, it was raining, which was kind of fantastic looking, honestly. I think it looked really good, but this works too. This works too. Now that I turned off the HD shadows, it doesn't seem to interfere with the new lighting right now. So if you guys want to not have a flickering issue, I recommend turning off HD shadows, unless there's an update in the future which fixes that. So keep on the lookout for those bug fix updates to fix up the lighting there. Alright, now we go into Sector 3, the new place. I should have probably just spawned in as MTF if I wanted to get here faster, but you know what? I am a fast boy for a reason. I haven't checked the 457 containment. Is this new as well? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. If you want my honest opinion, I love what they did with the new Sector 3 area here. I don't even know what's down there. I forget. Oh, it kind of looked like the zombie infection SCP was down there. I think that one's called 410. I'm still getting better with the numbers and identifications and all that for these SCPs, so please bear with me as I continue to learn those. Now, you might be wondering, why am I in Sector 3? Well, Shy Guy was reskinned and redone. So we're going to go in there and check him out, and yes, I will also look at him with my night vision off. But yeah, this is the new Shy Guy here. Reskinned, remeshed, or whatever you want to call it. It looks so good. It looks so good and scary all at the same time. They did a wonderful job here. It's very scary now. Now for the team customization, we only have 3 teams that actually have this capability: the Security Department, Internal Security Department, and Intelligence Agency. So what I'm going to show you guys now is the Security Department ones. And as you can see here, we have all of them here. I don't have all of them unlocked, so I apologize, but you can see all of them here. And let's say I want the default. Bam! I have my default helmet on, and yes, this is the upgraded variant for the Security Department. And if I want the white beret, this is something that you couldn't have before, and now I have it on. I think that's really cool as well. Can't wait to see what the other berets also look like. They look really good. Now we're gonna check out the Internal Security Department's one, and as you can tell already, I got new fancy glasses. And if I set the default, I believe I don't have glasses on. Oh no, having glasses on is the default. Okay, I can unequip them though, and I can just have the top hat instead with no glasses, which in some cases I guess it could look better, but at the same time, you know, if you set the default, I guess there isn't really a default. It's just you equip the sunglasses or not. That's interesting. Well, I don't know if I like the sunglasses or not yet. It's still kind of questionable to me. I mean, when you look me straight on, it looks like the sunglasses are too big for my head, so maybe I'll keep them off for me personally, but it still looks really good. I'm glad that they added a customization system here. Last but not least, we're also going to join the ISD, the Internal Security Department. I'm also going to have the upgraded variant on for this as well. And I actually think I prefer the glasses with this one since it looks more tactical, but it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, this is what it looks like without the glasses, and if you ask me, I think I like the glasses better on this one just because it really fits well in with the helmet. Like, it doesn't look like it's too big for my head. It looks like it's part of the helmet, and I like that a lot actually. So I'm going to definitely keep on the glasses for this team. And now for the fun part. We're going to be launching a nuke so that way I can show you guys the system to get out of the facility using the helicopter system. It's going to take a little bit, but we can wait the 3 minutes and we can get out of here. I mean, we're right here. We're right where we need to be to get out of here. So this is going to be a fun one for sure. And I'm going to be showing you guys the cutscene and everything. I was playing this when this cutscene was broken and it didn't hide the teleport that well, but this is a different time, and I'm going to show all of it. It's raining outside now, too. This is going to be so nice. Let's take a look at it, how it's outside and raining. You see, I like it better when it's raining. It's more creepy in that way. It's more ominous, I think. So I'm glad it's raining again. But this is it. This is it. Again, I love this update so much. I hope you guys do as well. And I'm not going to be splitting this into multiple videos because I covered practically, if not everything, in this one video. I guess there's one other thing I didn't really show off, but there is another rank for the Class D. I think I mentioned it in the changelog on the reading that I did for you guys. And it was just a new rank for the Class D. That's about it. Alright, the helicopter came in and landed and everything as well. But we're not able to, like, board it. You just have to be near it by the time that the nuke goes off. I guess there was 2 things I didn't show you guys. I'll show one last one after this nuke goes off, but I couldn't show you guys auto alarms because I'm in a private server, and private servers, they allow you to still manage the alarms by yourself, and because in that way people who host events in private servers are able to manage the events better that way. But in the game, there's auto alarms, and I'm not sure how they're working now. I think that they're letting the administrative department as well as the automatic alarms go off by those 2 different factors. So if you're administrative department, you can still mess around with alarms. Otherwise, you can't, and it's automatic. And basically, it's an alarm system that will automatically detect if there's a raid or a SCP breach, and I think that's really cool that they added something like that. That's a really good addition in my opinion. But the thing that we're going to show right after we actually fly out of here, before I end the video, I'm going to show you guys Chaos Insurgency and their new spawn, because I think that's a really significant update as well. And here we go, we're taking it out of here, all in the helicopter. There it goes. And now we are in the nuked facility here. They also mentioned that they were going to make a better nuked facility, one that looks properly nuked is what they said. So I'm wondering how that's gonna look. I'm wondering how that's gonna look. That's gonna look really interesting if you ask me. I hope it's gonna look cool as well. And let me tell you, this end for night vision key is so good. Here we go. The end cutscene here as well. It would scroll through the entire player list to see who made it out alive and stuff. That's really cool. Anyways, though, last but not least, we're going to be checking out the Chaos Insurgency. I hope they added some sort of team customization for the Chaos Insurgency as well. That'd be pretty fun. I think this outfit would look cool if I could like have the same helmet as everyone else, maybe. That could be cool. And I believe that this is the new ventilation system here. That's the new map for it. But this is where things get really, really cool for being a Chaos Insurgency. We have an entirely new system to get out of here. Wait, and they labeled it too. I didn't realize that they labeled the Chaos Insurgency ventilation now as well. Because now I can go straight to SCP-002, the living room. I can go to the vent transformer room. We're going to take the SCP-002 just to show an example of how I'm going to be getting into the facility as Chaos Insurgency. And again, if you ask me, this is freaking awesome. I love this idea so much. Alright, I'll see you guys when I destroy this wall. Alright, we're going to destroy it, and then we're going to hop on in. And right here, we are right outside SCP-002, the living room. And we're pretty much in the main middle area of the facility by taking that vent. And that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. That was, again, the entire update for the SCP Roleplay. There may have or may have not been bug fixes during the making of this video or even after this video, so make sure that you guys stay up to date on that on your own, and I recommend turning off HD shadows for the time being unless you want to see some light issues that happen because of the new recent Roblox update. Anyways though, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. I enjoyed making the video. Hopefully this didn't come too late, and hopefully it was also entertaining and informative. But yeah, that's it, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!